Hello, Booktube. This is Michael Romeo, and I talk about books. Today, TARDIS is greeting me again. Every time I start talking to the camera, she decides it's time to slobber Daddy's face. I don't know why she gets so excited. Anyway, today, and this is little Tetley down here that's getting in on the action. Anyway, today I'm doing a tag. And today is the Curiously Curated book tag. And it was created, an original tag, by Flossy at the Great Jelly Library. And while she didn't tag me in it when she created it, she did say in a comment that when I had time to please do it because she would love to see my answers. So, we're going to do it after the introduction. Okay, so it's the Curiously Curated book tag, and we're going to jump right in with no further ado. And let's see, the first prompt, what's in a name? If a book were to be written about your life, what would the title be? My first immediate reaction was to call it Duck Incoming, but I figured that probably would be more negative vibe than anything. But I thought about it a while and I realized there is something I've always said, most of my adult life I've said it, and I thought it would make the great title of my biography or my memoirs or whatever form it took, a book about my life. And that title would be Life Should Be a Musical. I've always said life should be a musical. Again, I'm saying always. Most of my adult life I've said life should be a musical. I would love at specific times to just break into song and dance with full orchestrated background. Just suddenly there. To spontaneously break into a heartfelt and touching ballad. To just get it out of your system with a song that rants about the injustices you're facing in your life. Life should be a musical. I'm not sure who would write the score. Kander and Ebb, maybe? They're probably my favorite Broadway song team. So I probably would want Kander and Ebb to write the score. So, there it is. Life should be a musical. Now, who's going to write it? Number 2, oops, is a 4-letter word. Have any of your books fallen victim to tragedy, and what factor played a part in your book's demise? Okay, that's an easy one. I remember, how many years ago now? Gotta be 20 years ago. Or close to it, 15 maybe, years ago. We had a new Yorkie puppy. Well, Michael Romeo had a Yorkie puppy. Yeah, and I had a new Yorkie puppy. And her name was Tuppence. Tuppence Trick or Treat Titchmarsh. And we went out, my wife and I, and left her in the house. And we've never crated our dogs unless they've been sick or injured and needed to, not play and stay separate from the other dogs. And we came home a couple hours later to find that she had taken this very expensive study Bible that I had bought. I was deeply into religious searching at the time, and I had this very big, expensive study Bible that I bought. And when we got home, there wasn't one piece left connected to another. Everything was in shreds around the living room floor. Just shreds. Now, give you an idea. This book was large. It was large. It was probably 1 foot in length, 8 inches across, and it had to be 6 or 7 inches thick. Okay? Big book. Tuppence was about that big. And she tore it to smithereens. Thank you for that cameo, Telly. It was like it had snowed page pieces on my living room floor. So I just took the next one out of her allowance. Number 3, tell me about it. How do you personally feel about DNFing a book, and what effect, if any, does it have on you? If you're not enjoying it, DNF it. Simple as that. I am not about sticking to it through it. I don't do. My mama didn't raise no quitters or anything like that. If I'm not enjoying a book, I read books for entertainment. I read books for relief, for escape, for entertainment. And if I'm not getting any of that out of it, then that book is not for me. And there is no reason to force my way to the end. The only time I forced my way to the end of a book I didn't like, I did not feel any satisfaction at the end of it. And that was Catcher in the Rye, which I absolutely despised. But I said I was going to read the whole thing. And I got to the end of it, and there was no sense of satisfaction at the end of it. Because I really should have DNF'd that one several chapters in when I realized it was not for me. So DNF the damn book, okay? If you're not enjoying it, there are other books out there that you will enjoy. That'll be a better use of your time. So there. And 4, The Sound of Silence. I'm going to have that earworm all day. Hello, darkness, my old friend. It is said that silence is golden. When reading a book, can you comprehensively read amongst the chaos and chatter, or do you require a hushed atmosphere? It depends. I prefer a hushed atmosphere. I prefer reading my book in quiet surroundings. But I've also read books in airports and bus stations and on flights, and as long as it's something I can tune out because I don't have to be paying attention to it, or I'm not curious about it and therefore want to pay attention to it, then yeah, I can read with the background noise. Probably one time where I really cannot read is if there's a television going. Just that's too much of a conflict and too distracting. But yeah, most times I can read even when there's chaos around me if I have the ability to just tune it out and let it be background noise. Number 5, it's all in the details. Choose 5 words that best describe your feelings towards book banning. Book banning. 5 words. Book banning. Criminal. Idiotic. Cowardly. Tyrannical. And foolish, I guess. 5 words. 6, it's never too late. Name a book with a villain turned good guy. Now, Flossy, I'm talking directly to you here. You took the most obvious one for your answer. And that is obviously Ebenezer Scrooge. So I can't use that one because you used it. And since I first saw that question, I have been racking my brain trying to think of a book I read where a bad guy turned into a good guy. And I can't come up with anything beyond Ebenezer Scrooge. So what I'm going to go with is a slight shift on the topic. I'm going to go with Severus Snape from the Harry Potter books because he was a perceived bad guy. Ooh, this is going to be a spoiler for some people. Okay, spoiler alert. Spoiler alert coming. If you haven't read the Harry Potter books or seen the movies, stop now and skip to the next question. Okay, you've been warned. Okay, Severus Snape was a perceived bad guy. He was actually on the side of good, but you don't find that out until the last book in the series. So that's the closest I can come to a bad guy becoming a good guy. He was actually a good guy all along. He just didn't seem like a good guy. Okay. It's a matter of preference. Throughout your reading journey, what one specific do you enjoy tirelessly having described to you? I.e., hands, food, clothing. Throughout your reading journey, what one specific do you enjoy tirelessly having described to you? With me, I love a book that gives me a great description of the surroundings, whether it be a room or a forest or whatever, wherever the characters are, I want to be able to see it. And I don't mind if an author goes into a lot of detail, as long as it's written in an interesting way. If they're just making a list, then that can be pretty boring. But a good author can give you an in-depth description of the surroundings in which a scene is taking place and have it read with all the intensity of an action-packed narrative. Some authors that are great at it. James Michener does a beautiful job of describing surroundings. Susan Howich is great at it. Barbara Kinsalver is another one. Her book, Poisonwood Bible, was just so visual in the way she described things. Just it's great. It makes me feel like I'm there with the characters, and I enjoy that. Number 8. That's a wrap. Name the one book that you feel completes your physical, audible, electronic, or mental library. Name the one book that you feel completes your physical, audible, electronic, or mental library. One book that completes the library. I would say that would probably be a complete collection of the poems of Carl Sandburg that I purchased when I visited Carl Sandburg's home and farm, which incidentally is not far from where I live. And yet I lived here 25 years before I ever went to visit it, and boy was I so glad I did. Guys, if you book lovers that you are, visit Carl Sandburg's home. Not just because it's Carl Sandburg and all the great poetry he wrote, but the man was a book collector, and his collection is still there in the house. And there are literally walls from floor to ceiling, side to side, that are nothing but his collected books. Some of them just paperbacks. Yeah, I know, it's fascinating. It is. Just paperbacks and stuff that you would get from a regular bookstore. He was a brilliant mind, but he read some stuff like I read. Well, there were books on his shelves that are books that I read and enjoyed, and that was enjoyable. And then you get to play with the goats when you're there. He was a goat farmer. His wife was also a goat farmer, and you get to play with the goats, and they're a lot of fun. But anyway, Carl Sandburg's home. Just go and look at the books. They're all over the place. all over the place. I don't think he ever threw one away or let one out, because they're everywhere. Lend a helping hand. Recommend 3 Booktube channels that need a boost in subscriptions, and then go and subscribe to their channel. I wasn't prepared for this one. Recommend 3 Booktube channels that need a boost in subscriptions, and then go and subscribe to their channel. Okay, I'm going to do that, but I'm going to have to pause, and I'll be back. Stand by. Okay, I've done it. I found 3. They are Or Maddie Just Reads, Elise Reads. Oh, I forgot the third one already. Darius, you're not helping. You're not helping. No, you're not helping. Go back in Mama's chair. Come on, excuse me a second. Okay, settle down. Okay. I gotta go find it again. Stand by. You can go with me. How's that? I did the Booktube newbie tag. And I have subscribed to all these. Booktube newbie tag. Okay. And where's the one I just did? Oh, it's going to give me a whole bunch of different ones now, right? Well, sometimes YouTube just is not friendly, you know? But that's okay. That's okay. Ah, is that the one I did? Nope, she's got 202,000 subscribers. She's doing just fine. Okay, well, since I can't find the other one I did, this one only has 40 subscribers, and I'm going to subscribe right now to the Fright Night Book Club. Okay? Fright Night Book Club. As well as the other 2 I did. I'm going to link them all down below. Thank God I've already said them on the recording, because already I forget. Okay, so now I need to get back to Flossy's page where all the questions are. Oops. Me and electronics. Okay, that was Lend a Helping Hand. Number 10, tag 3 unique and enjoyable Booktube personalities to do this tag. And I am going to tag, who am I going to tag? Who would I like to see answer these questions? I'm going to tag MJ at Reading This Life. No surprise there, because I tag her on almost everything. And Read by Fred. And Ollie at Criminali. Those are the 3 I'm tagging. And we'll see what they have to say about these questions. They're great questions. When I first saw Flossy's post and she read off the questions and she answered them, I thought, what a great collection of questions. And they're good. They're fun. They're definitely not typical tag questions. They're still about reading. They're still about books, even though I don't think I mentioned one book title other than the title of my yet-to-be-written life story. So, what you waiting for? Go do the tag. And amor fati. Amor fati. It means love your fate. Because it's better than hating it.